Starting today, do something, anything on a consistent basis to move forward your dreams. And my friends, if your dreams are perhaps early retirement choice, perhaps having a nest egg that you grow into a huge amount of money, how do you start the process? Well, you learn how to read stock charts. Now, people say, well, I'm into fundamental analysis. Technical analysis, that's not, you know what? Who wants to go in and buy something at the wrong price? Sure, fundamental analysis is great, but technical analysis doesn't tell you what to buy. It tells you when to buy. Think about that. I mean, if you think, hey, Google's going to triple in price in the next 20 years, well, do the buy-in at the right time. Don't buy when the market's crashing or when an individual stock or ETF is crashing. Buy it at the right time. That's what we focus on. Now, let's jump into these charts. This is the day where everything is up. We'll start with the S&P 500. It's up 0.40%. Had all this volume last year. We have one more day. Will we get up to average volume tomorrow? Maybe so, maybe not. We were up 0.40%. You can see where things popped up in the morning and then rolled back in the afternoon about where things had been before. But you know, this market just sort of keeps edging up. You hear negative things, but again, if you lower the interest rate, you know, you're just sort of stoking the fire to keep knocking it up, and it won't surprise me if things keep going up through election day, because the party that's in charge does not want the market crashing in October before the November election. And we do see the S&P up some. Now, we will keep an eye on things. If we do see things drift over and move down hard, of course, we'll be ready. And at some point, we will be shorting this market, I feel certain. Where are we on the Qs? That is the NASDAQ 100. You can see we're about halfway to average volume for the week. You can see on the 2-day chart, this is the Wednesday, Thursday, so it finished drawing. It did push above. We can see, now that's on the 2-day. You can see on the half-day where it's above. It pushed through in the morning, pulled back a little bit in the afternoon. Again, up 0.75%. The candle body itself is sitting right there at that prior high. But again, market moving up. We will keep an eye on things. Curious to see if the volume gets up there. Now, 20-year U.S. government bonds up a little bit for the day, just 0.25%. And of course, waiting to see if we're going to get up to average volume here with this turnaround. That will let us know that it's backed up by volume. We had above average last week with this green spinning top and then the red down candle this week. 3 down candles, 6 days of decent down movement on the 2-day chart. You can see where things were down more in the afternoon, recovered a little in the morning, recovered a little bit in the afternoon. So we'll see if we're going to be going short on 20-year U.S. government bonds, or if we have a reason to do so at the end of the week. That will be tomorrow. We'll be looking at that closely. What about gold? Well, gold just keeps on keeping on, up another 0.5% for the day. Look at these stair steps on the 2-day chart. Last 3 weeks, gold has just been pumping. What's made gold difficult is it goes up 3 weeks, then a sideways slide for 3 weeks. Goes up 3 weeks, then a sideways slide for a week. And then this last week, pumping up 3 more. Well, after that, this last week really pumping up, but these last 3 weeks pumping up. Gold looking strong. And lastly, where are we with HODL? That is Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin ETF. What do we see Bitcoin doing today? Up 2.36%. And of course, going into our second week, as we look at where Bitcoin is, let's look at this volume. We can see, again, we don't have even average volume here. Now, let's go out and take a look here at 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin. Where do we see that? about the same in the volume. We don't even have average volume here. The last time we had average volume was on the week beginning the 12th of August. Before that, the 5th of August. Before that, the 29th of July. Those 3 weeks together. Since then, we've not gotten up to average volume. Makes it hard to see just how strong, other than price, these up movements are as far as commitment of volume buying. We are not seeing that. So we'll continue to keep an eye on Bitcoin. Up, like I said, the ETF up 2.36% for the day. Right now, the 24-hour day Bitcoin's up 2.55%. But we do see Bitcoin just juicing up higher, and we'll continue to keep our eye on that. We will be releasing tomorrow afternoon for everyone our Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. It's already been released at the Patreon page for our Patreon subscribers at any 3 of the levels. We appreciate your commitment to us Patreon members. I've already published for you the weekly vertical crossovers for the week. There are some interesting ones. 4 up and 16 down, a full 20 weekly vertical crossovers, and many of them are very good crossovers, just the kind of candle patterns and volume we like to see. So I hope you'll be going through that list, making some choices for perhaps pulling the trigger on some practice trades before the market closes on Friday. If you'll be a part of that team, we're always happy to welcome new Patreon members. And remember, first thing you get when you sign up as a Patreon member is you get the Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way 3-part series. And then, of course, you can short stocks and ETFs with puts in your practice trades. You'll learn how to do that. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.